Welcome back to Beijing, China, which of course hosts the Great Wall spanning over 4,000 miles, the largest man-made structure in the world. This is some of the local area, and there's an excellent commentator walking across the bridge there. And this is the Capitol Gymnasium here in Beijing, which of course hosted the volleyball event at the 2008 Beijing Olympics. Of course, underwent a full refurb for that occasion, and we were lucky enough to host the World Men's Curling Championships here. The final session of the round robin, and it's a massive game. Both of these teams, China and Sweden, still in contention for the playoff stages. 6 wins and 4 losses. And this is Team Germany being honoured in this final draw. John Jahr on the right, Felix Schulze next to him, Christopher Bartsch, Sven Goldman and Peter Rickmers. However, they don't feature in our live game this evening. An excellent crowd in here this evening to follow the progress of Team China. Made a bit of a slow start this week, but coming good now. And the games are just being announced. Here, let's have a look at the lineups. Zhang Jialang playing lead, Badu Xin playing second, Su Xiaoming playing third, and Liu Rui skipping. Then the Swedish team, Christopher Sundgren leading, Marcus Eriksson playing second, Christian Lindstrom playing third, and Oscar Eriksson skipping. Gustav Eskilsson, the alternate, and Matthias Mabergs, the coach. So Norway and Canada, we see, already have qualified 10-1 and 8 in the 3. Japan await on 7 and 4. China or Sweden will join them on 7, and Switzerland playing against USA to try and keep their place in the competition. All these teams have made valiant efforts this week, but will feature no longer in the competition. Elsewhere on the ice, Russia play Czech Republic, Switzerland and the USA, as I mentioned before, and Scotland, Germany on sheet D. Well, the teams making their final preparations for the game. My name is Logan Gray, and alongside me, Kenny Edwards. Good evening, Kenny.
Good evening, Logan. Thanks for the introduction. I fully expect this game to be quite exciting. Both teams played well so far in the tournament. Sweden, this their first appearance at World Championships with Oscar Eriksson. China with Liu Rui at skip. He's been here a couple of times before, but never managed to make the playoffs to pick up a medal. What we've seen from China so far this week, they've not been frightened to have a few stones lying around, so expect an aggressive start from probably both sides. China do have the hammer, so I expect them to go for a 2 early on.
Well, we do associate some aggressive play with this Chinese team, but they have played their way into a couple of the games. Oscar Eriksson, one of the most deft tacticians out there, despite this being his first appearance at the World Championships. As a skip anyway, of course, has been the alternate for the last couple of seasons for Team Nicolas Sedin, who won the World Championships last year. Notable in their absence this week, but Oscar Eriksson doing a terrific job here and still very much in the mix.
Center. Lugn med. Nej. 13-8, ja. Ja, 13-75.
Well, the Swedish are going to go into the house to start.
Bra.
Well, looks like it will be a takeout to start the game here. Zhang Jialang, also known as Scott, the 26-year-old, seems to be the character of the team. Keeps the rest of the team relaxed and focused on the game in hand. Makes a solid takeout to get this 17th draw underway.
Christopher Sundgren for Sweden.
Okay, so Kenny may well be wondering about the different permutations of this draw. So as we said before, Norway and Canada guaranteed first and second in the round robin. And following this, should Switzerland win, they will be guaranteed to qualify third based on their draw shot. And in which case there would be a tie-break between Japan and either China or Sweden. Should Switzerland lose, then the winner of China or Sweden would go through third, and Japan would qualify fourth. Oh. That's also assuming that Switzerland lose.
Yeah.
So follow that if you can. But basically, if Switzerland win, they're going to qualify third, and the rest are going to be in tie breaks. And the loser of this game will not qualify for the playoffs. So here's Badushin, the 24-year-old, youngest member of the team. Only curled for 8 years.
Yeah, maybe the Chinese side here and the Swedes maybe just a little bit nervous knowing that they're a playoff stage, playoff spot is at stake. Maybe not just going as aggressive as it has done earlier on in the week.
Lite hårdare den här. 990 hade jag. Ja.
Well, of course, the Japanese team not in action this evening, so they'll just have to sit and wait, really, and hope for the best. They'll be hoping for a USA win for them to qualify directly in fourth spot. Worst case scenario, Japan will make a tiebreaker. Currently on 7 wins and 4 losses. Here's 24-year-old Christian Lindstrom, pro for 12 years, long-term teammate of Oscar. Of course, the first time these guys kind of burst onto the scene was in the 2008 World Juniors. Oscar Eriksson, only 16 years old and making it all the way to the World Junior final. Here's 29-year-old Su Xiaoming. China, the gold medalists of the Pacific Championships for the last 7 straight years.
Yeah, it's a great start. Really have made it their own, that competition. So that determines who will represent the Pacific nations here at the World Championships.
Yeah, however, you have to go all the way back to 2008 to find their best performance at the World Men's Championships, where they came fourth in Grand Forks in the USA. Also came fourth at the Olympic Winter Games this year in Sochi, Russia, losing out to Sweden of all countries in the bronze medal game. Here's Oscar Eriksson, also known as the Professor, the 22-year-old. Crazy to think that he's still so young and really started to make his mark on the world stage over the last couple of seasons. Some great performances on the World Curling Tour. Of course, won the World Junior Championships in 2011 in Perth, Scotland. But this is their first appearance on the World Men's scene. Well, it has been a very defensive first end. Leo Ray, the 32-year-old Chinese skip.
Really has been a great response from the fans of the home nation. All wanting his autograph after the game's finished, hanging around, waiting for to leave the arena.
He's a bit of a rock star around here, Leo Ray.
So Oscar, I'll just be looking for a nose hit with this one, Logan. I think just to put a bit of pressure on Leo Ray to hit and run.
Final stone of this first end, and Leo Ray trying to blank here. And this one's going to hit and stick in the rings. So quite a lot of misses on that hit and roll out shot this week, surprisingly. It should be one of the easier shots in the book, but we're happy to see a point on the board in the first end. And one end played, it's China 1, Sweden 0.
Yeah, not much going on in the first. China was very disappointed at the fact they nosed, didn't really utilise that hammer or last stone advantage and make it at least 2 points.
Well, Kenny, clearly the last round of the round robin. Would you say the competition's kind of panned out as we expected so far?
Slightly, Logan. I fully would have expected probably Scotland to be right up and among the mix. I thought they were going to come here in some good form. It just hasn't. Luck has been a contributing factor, but they just haven't made enough shots at the right time. And going for the rest, yeah, probably you're right. I think your Canada, Norway, Japan, China, Switzerland, Sweden. It's all just it's about who turns up on the day, really. I do think Czech Republic, Germany, United States, Russia and Denmark are probably just a little bit a grade below the rest.
Yeah, of course, Germany were the surprise package early on, where we got off to a 3-0 start, but since then have only won one of their last 7 games, and would you believe it? It was over Norway. Their only loss this week. Second end underway here. Well, I think there's no doubt that Japan are the real surprise package of the week. Had some terrific performances despite losing their 2 games today to Sweden and China.
It's not a massive surprise, Logan.
30.
They have been playing a lot this season. They were preparing to go to Olympics, but just weren't fortunate enough to turn up at the qualifying event and make the playoffs.
Yeah, they had a really strong Pacific Championships, getting the silver medal there, but went to the Olympic Challenge event and just didn't perform at all. And their best result at the World Championships previous to this was actually 8th. So it's been a good week for Yosuke Morozumi and his team.
Yeah, so this time I think we'll see some action. Corner guard up. Now China throwing the tight one.
Rätt på den. 8. In i lugn. Wow. 8-4.
Oh, hanging an extremely wide line here at the moment.
Vi kjapp i
We
corner
go
nu.
very close to this corner guard.
Just past it though.
Kör.
Yeah, and anytime we have watched this sheet, we've noticed there has been a particularly big curl on this left-hand side coming towards the home end. Took its time there, but when it eventually started curling, it really went to get to where it did.
Go, guys. Go.
We have to go some to get this one over.
Come on, guys. Go.
Have they done enough?
I don't think they have. Well, that's the first stone I've seen hogged this week.
Yep.
Badushin, the culprit. His conditions really up to scratch now. Took a little while for Chief Ice Technician Hans Vutrick and his team to get things under control in this massive arena. Got some super playing conditions now, and we're really seeing that reflected in the standard of the plate.
Var med! Nej. Nära.
Sitt där bara.
Bra. Hages. Perfekt.
And there they are. Hans Vutrick on the right and Greg Owasco on the left. Keeping a close eye on things on the laptop. First to use the eye on the ice system to keep a track of the air and ice temperatures as well as the humidity in the arena. Just in case they need to make any adjustments along the way to control the playing conditions. Well, a nice shot by Badushin. It's a hit and roll away, but leaves that stone in the forefoot circle exposed to try and make the hit and roll with this next one. Meanwhile, on sheet A, Russia 2 and 8 plays Czech Republic 5 and 5. UG Sneakfield just going to miss out on contention this week. Of course, he defeated Denmark earlier on today with a super button draw to win the game. And this one's going to rear up, and it does so. Put 2 on the board for the Czech Republic, and the one end played. It's Czech Republic 2, Russia 0.
Gotta go, guys. Go, 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 go,
Well, Su Xiaoming is the only one on the team who was present for all 7 of those Pacific Championship wins. Leo Ray joining the team the following year. And with shots like that, won that competition so many times, makes a terrific hit and roll behind the corner guard. But fortunately for them, Sweden have the all-important last stone advantage. And we'll try and start coming around this corner guard.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised that they've come around it. I think they could have put a hit and check off it on the top one and still get down in there, but this could spell a bit of danger for Sweden with that one. It just didn't curl enough.
Oh, it's a good aggressive call, Kenny, and we want to see lots of stones in place. So
yeah.
The only problem is that he does need to play a draw into the house. If things do go wrong around this corner guard, then that red stone will be blocking his draw to the button. So something to be wary of for Team Sweden.
Yeah, line on this one looking pretty nice.
Maybe just a bit more pace than Christian Lindstrom, and bounces right off. Well, Chinese crowd like it, but I don't think the Chinese players will.
Yeah, we'll take a chop on to sheet D, where Scotland taking on Germany. Scotland played really well against Canada earlier today, but just couldn't get over the line. They were defeated 7-5, so they're looking to strike back. Skip McDonald drawing against one.
Line only.
Line's good.
Line only.
Line's good.
Side.
Did have a nose bubble for a 2, but just elected to draw onto the face.
I think Glenn Muirhead coming onto the ace today to fill in for Ewan Byers.
Yellow.
Well, a big sweep to get it by the guard for line, but too much weight.
No, measure.
And they had the measure, and it would be 1 for Germany.
Yep. 漏走的，将近一个，一大半。
So Leo Ray. Probably going to come down and push this yellow through. Won't want to sit this one on the nose. This was curling really hard. This is into the guard.
Well, back-to-back misses in their featured game here. Here's the Chinese bench. Marcel Rock on the left. Of course, the team coach. The lead for the Ferby four-time world champions. As we mentioned a couple of times during the week, Randy Ferby being inducted to the World Curling Federation Hall of Fame at the 2015 World Men's Championships in Halifax, Nova Scotia. And here's the opposing staff, Matthias Mabergs, team coach next to Gustav Eskilsson, and three-time world champion Per Lindholm, the national coach for Sweden.
Looking at the angles here, probably just put the hit on the one on the floor and just roll 6 inches to the right with the shot. Okay. So that yellow that's stuck on the tee line is going nowhere.
Lite tunnare än det också. Bara se till att träffa den före den. Typ 40% träff då.
Well, I think he's maybe trying to hit the outside of this stone.
8,5.
Can't see a way that he's not going to spring the yellow that's already there out of the rings by doing so, but we'll see how this one works out.
Inte sätter sin take så kan vi få in våran i framkant.
Ja. Det är dubbel eller bara slå vilka?
Försöka trycka ut röd och ligga skott i andra, fjärde sten.
Okej.
Well, not a massive weight being thrown here by Oscar. They'll have to hit this thread reasonably thin to make this shot.
So I still think he sits two, but he's just left an easy double. I think he was trying to bring the yellow into play, which is right up the top of the house.
Yeah, perhaps a little bit greedy. I think I agree with you in that situation, Kenny. The hit and roll to separate the two Yellowstones would have been a better decision. There should be a straightforward slash double here for Leo Ray. And it might be a natural angle to get over behind that red stone at the top of the rings as well. Leo Ray's final stone of the second end. Wasn't as smooth as delivery. How's this one going to work out? Stuffs it. And it's going to be a draw to the 8'4", a bit of a let off there for Oscar Eriksson. Doesn't look too phased. A must-win game for both of these teams.
Yeah, it's a relatively simple double. Didn't make it.
Yeah, he just had a little bit of a wobble in his slide on the way out, and I think it just caused him to set it back on release. Ran a bit straight and a little bit high of where he was looking for. Oscar Eriksson just needs to cut the 8-foot here. His brother Marcus on the left and Christopher Sundgren on the right.
So looking pretty good for weight. Great sweep by the guys. So it will be a score of 2. So a bit of a let off for Sweden. They now lead 2-1 after 2 ends.
0,6 har jag på den på splitten. Där, 16 på tiddragning. Men då var det mycket mer. Jag tror det är jävla stor skillnad på den här banan.
So what can China do when they have last stone advantage in the third?
I wonder if that one silenced the Chinese crowd a little bit. Don't look too phased. It's been an excellent turnout all week long. So this is maybe the biggest crowd we've had so far this week.
Yeah, quite possible, Logan.
It's been pretty consistent though. That isn't a random spectator, it's one of our mascots here in Beijing. We've got a bear, and of course we've got a Beijing duck as well, Peking duck. Never did find out what their names are.
No, not. We will by the end of the week.
Ready to get the third end underway. Christopher Sundgren.
Känns där. 4-10. 10.
4. Ja, ser. Stenhård den här. Med bak 8. Och inte eka fast som fan. 13-3 på den här. 13-7 på förra vi drog topp 4.
Well, you don't see that too often from Christopher Sundgren.
Yeah, it just gives China a free chance to throw a corner guard.
And we've said so many times this week that that first stone can really dictate how the end runs when you don't have the last stone.
2、3，还行，还可以，小点，小点。
3，线路 OK 啊，力量。hard，来点 hard。
The corner guard does go up here.
看了吗？多少
16秒83。
啊？
Expect this from Sundgren just to be up tight to the house.
Ingen fara, linjen är bra. Nej, låt den här gå. Nej, framför. Låt den här gå. 15-1.
Again, forces Sweden to throw a centre guard to try and get the play going around the middle, and again just fraction heavy, and it travels into the front of the house. Well, China could play a takeout here if they so wished.
太早，把定偏一点，把后面找掉也行。
I'm not surprised that they're hitting this, and maybe thought they might have just played the draw around it. I've seen them play the draw around stones like this earlier in the week.
Well, they don't want to hit this right on the nose. Well, doesn't quite make the double.
再放一点。
But Oscar not keen to get sucked in it in this situation. Quite often you'll see if the lead player doesn't get the setup right, that the skipper will be quite happy to just to try and run the end through and try again the next end.
Just misses the slash.
Top Jack.
Meanwhile, back over Scotland and Germany, this is live, and here's Ian McDonald facing a whole bunch of yellow granite, lying 3 against at the moment.
Yeah, I think he needs to catch this half stone. I don't think he can afford to hit the nose. It's running high.
劲儿大，能不能
Another good shot by Ewan McDonald.
分不了。
Sticks around. And wouldn't have liked to give up a big steal there. Wouldn't like to hit it any thinner either.
Hard, hard.
Whoa!
Hard, 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 hard.
So there we go. 2 ends played, and it's Scotland 1, Germany 1.
OK。中间直啊。
Yeah, Marcus Ericsson just gonna hit this red stone. I'm not sure if he'll want to roll underneath this guard or not.
I don't think they really want to get sucked in around that guard. It's not really in that great a position for them, and of course it is a Chinese stone as well that they can run back.
Whoa! 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 Whoa!
Bad of Sheen.
明哥
He tried to make the roll. Didn't quite get in behind, stuck out the other side.
Bra fart!
Yep. 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 Yep.
Bra. Lite hård. 9-9 på den. 9-9. 9-9. Ja, det är normal skulle vi spela.
Ja，往外甩一点点，往外甩啊，一点点完把后面那个带掉，好像是，或者定也行，就打溜就行。
Just come down onto the nose. I think Xiaoming. China will just probably go for the double with this one.
慢点。
Hard! Hard! Hard, 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 hard!
Nice shot.
Yeah, super shot by the third. Well, it's important that Sweden make this hit and stick. Maybe a potential split on that front stone for the Chinese if they so wished.
Samma!
Yep. Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Yep. 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 Yep.
Well, not interested in making the roll there. They knew they would be behind the tee line.
Bra fart där va? Det är bra fart där. Bra.
10后。
这个我感觉直接选一个，打傻。长线，力量可以有长线。哎呀，
Oh, hit and roll out.
哎呀，
It's not what he wanted to do.
So, sure, Oscar, do you risk going round it or do you just peel it?
Får jag lägga upp bättre nästa gång? Ja.
I think I'd be tempted to go around
Vi får
it.
tjappa en pil till så har vi hammaren i fjärde med lika. Klipper det.
Ja.
Well, in the odd ends, you generally want to force your opposition, but maybe Oscar feels like it's a bit too much of a risk at the moment, so just playing the field. Not been too much lying around here in the early stages of this game. Lots of takeouts being exchanged. And Leo Ray with a chance just to find his weight here early on. The hog-to-hog timer in the bottom left of the screen. We've been seeing roughly about 14.6, 14.7 is getting to the T-line. 13.7, so you would expect this to run on a little bit.
This pulls up at the T-line, so it's a little slower than it's been. Just going to be a straightforward end here for Oscar Eriksson, just going to play a nose hit. Leo Ray, see if he can hit and run.
Självförtroendet på hans outen också. Det är bra att sänka självförtroendet på hans outen också.
Failed with his first attempt in the first end. So this will be the final stone of the third. It's looking pretty good.
Well, the third end is blanked. And with that no score, China will retain the hammer in the fourth end. And Sweden will be looking for some better setup. So it's Sweden 2, China 1.
Yeah, not much to write home about in this game so far. I think, like we said at the start of the game, both teams maybe a little bit nervous. But we're going to take a look at Switzerland, the USA. Pete Fenton, see that yellow rock on the right. He tried to run a double there and just stuck it right on the nose, which has left Benoit Schwartz a chance to draw for two.
Yeah, Benoit Schwartz is having a good week. And just a reminder, if Switzerland were to win this matchup against the USA, they would qualify third through the round robin. And they're off to a nice start. They are leading the United States by 2-0. There is the Beijing duck getting escorted off the premises apparently. Really, the fans know where the camera is as well. So 2-1 after 3 ends and what's been a cagey start to this final session of the round robin. Draw 17. Christopher Sundgren struggled with his weight a little bit. We saw the ice conditions potentially a little bit slower in this evening draw. A good adjustment here by Christopher Sundgren, also known as Kripa. Here's Zhang Zhalang playing 87% and first of all the leads, also known as Scott. Oh, a good wide corner guard.
我这个出的比较直。
Christopher Sundgren tied fourth of all the leads, playing 84%.
Bra linje. Helt eran. Bra för. Grym linje. Ta den i slutet.
Ingen fara.
Bra linje. Bra linje. Den här.
Nice up play from him, though. One on the 8 foot, one right in behind.
Utåt ända till 2 meter.
5，只是线了，可以放防线，4-5-5，力量放防线，5区力量，力量够，只是线了，线了 OK。
China made the draw round and freeze this one. That's a great shot.
Yeah, still a lot of snap on that out turn. Really walks down in there and makes a nice freeze there.
Topp 12 för frysen. Nära. Haken. Ja, kör då. Inner okej.
Haken!
Kör ni.
Haken!
Ja, linjen är bra.
Great sweeping action from these guys, isn't it?
Kom här.
Yeah, excellent stroke rate. But not enough to get it past this guard.
Ja, nu släpp.
A little bit shorter pace.
Bra linje.
And here's an interested spectator or two. Well, I was going to say that, but then Christopher SWE lets out a massive yawn. But the Norwegian team in to watch the conclusion of this round robin. Finishing the round robin on a tremendous 10-1. Badushin playing 81% for the tournament. Norway deserving of their excellent record this week, Kenny?
Yeah, I think so, but they haven't really been put under much pressure, to tell you the truth. A lot of teams just kind of wanting to try and stay with them and giving up like silly twos. Taking one, being forced into the one, and Norway will make their two, and they're 4-1 down before you know it. And they're chasing the game, and that's when the mistakes come into it. And,
Kan ju bli dåligt sett den här, men
I think it's because teams aren't taking them on. I think that's probably why.
i alla fall.
Trying not to lose rather than going out there to win.
Knapp hake.
Well, as well, the Norwegian skip Thomas Ulsrud, anytime we've seen a miss from the opposition, he's been so good at punishing them. Anytime they're in trouble, he can get them out of there. So it's been a terrific performance. Thomas Ulsrud's top of all the skips. He's been on his game right from the start as well, playing a 94 and a 97 to start the week.
Klippa. Ja. Arek.
So the guard goes up. And Sweden doing a good job here of just keeping the play in the centre of the sheet, which is of course what you're trying to do when you don't have the last stone. You want to try and block up the middle and not allow your opposition to spread the play to the wings of the sheet.
Nothing. 应该可以。稍微下一点。
Well, Badushin just chips the guard off.
Ganska lång va? Mellan hake.
Christian Lindstrom's turn to the guard.
Linjen är bra.
Sporting
Vidare.
a goatee these days.
Nej då. Mitt på linan.
Lite kort.
Ja, kör då.
I think he's taking over as the eyewear guy in the world, seen after the retirement of Holger Hone. Of course, the German optometrist.
Yeah, I see China just going to try to tidy things up with Xu Xiaoming.
83% for the week. Good shooting from Xu Xiaoming.
I think we'll just see Sweden just continue to throw this guard. They're not going to be worried.
Xu Xiaoming's actually played 5 games, pretty close to 90% in a row, so terrific play by the Chinese third.
Lite kortare. Mer nytt i sådana fall. Buk! Ja, behöver kalla. Ja, ja. Järnet. Hårt!
Well, good guard once again.
Bra.
And China really need to make this run back at some point.
Högre. Ja, bra.
Good. Bra, braff.
Yeah, it's close enough really to run it back. This one really curling hard. That's why they've upped, just to make sure they get the shooter away from the centre line, so should they need to draw with the last, they could come around either hand.
Well, it's going to be another guard here from Oscar.
Varken ditt andra var bra.
Steg. Kommer ju köra ändå, vi drar ju den med sopen. Vi får inte släppa upp dem i slutet för att stanna.
Och fortsatt lätta. Ja, okej. Ja.
So Oscar Eriksson, 79%.
Haken nära.
Bra linje. Känns ändå bara haka tycker jag.
Nära. Ja, lite närmare än haken. Nära. Ekis.
Bra linje.
Men vi inte
Just looking
kallar.
for this one to get a piece of the centre line.
Kommer gå dit, kommer gå dit. Kommer gå dit.
Sitt. Inte drag.
Bra skott grabbar.
Probably a little tighter than they would have liked.
Känns som att stanna i sliden.
Yeah, and that might just make Leo Ray's decision a little bit easier here. With a slightly longer guard, they might well have been forced to play a draw around.
Ja, 稍微偏一点儿。
Dra里面的。
So it will be the run back here for Leo Ray. Leo Ray made a bit of a slow start this week. 77% average. Doesn't manage to make the run here. Leo Ray actually tied 10th of all skips. And this is a live update from Sheet D. Scotland throwing the reds and Germany throwing the yellows, and this is going to be a straight forward takeout for a monstrous end.
Felix Schulze just needs to remove that red. It's in the 8 foot, he's already sitting 4, I think.
Well, there you go. Count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for John Yark and his German team. Can you believe it? Germany 6, Scotland 1 after a fistful in the third end.
gå ut där.
Ja, väck klacken, men.
Yeah, things going bad to us for Team Scotland.
Samma längd är bra.
Ja.
Man inte komma runt och trycka bort den.
Back in our featured sheet, here's Oscar.
Här är mjukare, lite mjukare i alla fall. Haken!
Kör ut lite.
Haken!
Throwing the guard again here, I think.
Och ganska
Haken!
tajt.
Bra fart!
Känns ganska tajt.
Linjen borde vara bra, va?
Hake!
Ja, helt upp, helt
Den är
upp.
kortare
helt
än förra.
upp, helt upp, helt upp, helt upp.
Bara sitta,
Helt
bara
upp.
sitta, bara sitta.
Helt
bara
upp.
sitta.
Another nice
nej,
guard.
nej.
Helt upp.
Sitt.
Ja, perfekt.
Vet ju vart den ska ligga.
Absolutely perfect.
Bra.
Now, do you play the run or do you play the guard? The draw, Logan.
Må ju vara med liksom. Ja, exakt. Det är bra.
I think I would just throw the draw here, Kenny. Maybe tempting to play the run if you had the chance of blank in the end, but I can't really see that redstone going too far off the face there. So I think the draw is a percentage shot here.
还是那么滑吧？挺滑呀。嗯。14秒78，15秒。
原型劲儿。
Final stone of the fourth end.
Still not getting the stone away that far away from the hog line. Of course, this China team losing a couple of stones during the bronze games. Then it came down to the crucial stages. This one's going to come up short. Pace really is a lot slower this evening. And a bit of a gift there, a steal for Sweden. And after 4 ends, it's Sweden 3, China 1.
完了，直接就上。这减速特别快，这个。太行了，一直走这边。对啊。
So that was the score over on sheet D. Scotland trailing 5-1. So we take a look at some of the spectators that are in here this evening. Enjoying the action.
Could be the next Betty Wong there. Some Chinese fans. Wearing some traditional Chinese clothing. I think we need to get you a shirt like that, Kenny, maybe in nice blue.
Yeah, I'll maybe just borrow one of yours, Logan.
Möjligtvis lite inåt.
Lite tajt.
Meanwhile, on our feature sheet, it's Sweden leading 3-1. Nice steal of one in the fourth.
Bra linje nu.
It's really gonna force China to chase the game.
Det är bra gribba.
Slipper i.
Jag gav den lite inåt.
Ja, exakt.
Well, the Chinese are going to be forced to play a little bit more aggressively now. 2 shots behind.
还行，还行，还行。下线。
Won't be too keen to fall any further behind, that's for sure. Still a long way to go in this game, though.
15秒7。
Do you think he'll go in and right on top of this time, or will he go short again?
I think we'll be looking for a tight guard here. Maybe if it was 3 or a 4 shot lead, then he might go into the house again, but definitely not a winning margin quite yet.
Den kommer sitta, den sitter framför Bo utan problem. 15-3 på den.
Ja, bra.
Såg ut att vara lite samma. Våga. Styr ut den lite bättre. Ha fart.
Just overcurls a fraction and Zhang Zhelang will try to make the in-turn come around here.
下线。力量。劲儿小。hard， 小点。hard。
We're just going to have to go a bit to get this one down there for the freeze.
Pulls up short, so I think they'll be able to just pick that one out, or
We're going for the freeze on the inside, and Oscar doesn't mind mixing things up when he's got the lead. Perhaps he senses a little bit of weakness in this Chinese team and what's been a very cagey start from them. Had a lot of opportunities to make that run back in the last end and failed to do so.
Marcus Ericsson well inside with this one.
Bara kalla jävelstidigt den också.
Han släpper mycket riktare nu.
Never really got right out to the broom at all with that one. Troopers were on it right away.
还往边上甩，争取直接打 double。后面给他挤拖，就是弄下就行，给他让他离远近点。往外甩呢。啊，完了能刮后面最好。这边有点弧线是吧？哦，是不是这边有弧线？一半，你看头球就能看出来。嗯，正常。行业稍微大一点啊。
Trying to make the hit and roll on top of that redstone. That's it right on the nose. Meanwhile, another game we've got a lot of interest in. Here's Pete Fenson, the 2006 Olympic bronze medalist and skip of the USA. 2-0 down after conceding a 2-pointer in the third end. And here's the skip just drawing the 8-foot against 3 red counters. Benner Schwartz will have a little shot at this one, but not going to be able to get it far enough. Will be 1 yellow and 1 for the United States. And after 4 ends, it's Switzerland 2, United States 1.
啊，第11区力量。11。这边直啊。11。89就行。89。直接传掉的不行吗？传不，有角度。它前还有个角。稍微往里要传一点就行。
Yes, I'm not really sure what China's called here. I think I might just be having a go just to nose the tight guard. Feel someone something off, because going after this again could put you in a little bit of trouble.
Oh, this doesn't look like a good shot at all.
That's exactly why I didn't like that call.
Ja, precis. Jag vill inte vara jättehög. Nej. Du vill köra härifrån nästan.
In the driving seat. They can throw another guard on this. It's going to be difficult for China to get anything close to it.
Kolla över och garda upp skjutningen där.
Facing giving up another one. So they really can't afford to do it just before the break.
Kan förlira där och nu är vi jättemycket isdag. Nej, kör där. Knapp hake.
This is Christian Lundström.
Hake. Bra fart. Bra linje. Haken nära. Ligger där och har fast den lite längre än det. Ja. Båda två. Kör. Hårt.
15-9 på den.
Alltså.
Well, Sweden just choosing to block off the potential freeze with that guard. Finds a nice spot, but I think we'll see China try and run it in and open things up here a little bit.
Yeah, he just hung out a little wide. Didn't really do much out there. Really need to cover an edge of that yellow. It's just nose.
小点，小点劲儿，不能太大劲儿。中间直，那点头那个分那个。
靠板扯一切，靠板。
力量太大了。滑板。
Ja. Visa utsida gör inget. Den drar dit också. Jämna in med den, är rätt bra. Mitt för röd. Dra samma hand.
Känns bra med samma hand.
Okej.
Har du gått där, Sten? Samma farter. Lite lättare.
So back with the game and
Samma fart.
Christian Lundström.
Längre. Skulle gärna vilja hålla den för linjen, men nära. Okej. Nästan ner emot. Nära. Kommer gå ner emot. Bara sitta nära. Nästan ner emot. Bara nära. Bara där.
Just looking to
Sätter sig nu.
cover an edge of this yellow.
Well, looking pretty good. Maybe just curling a fraction too far, but a pretty good shot.
怎么打能刮着他？
刮谁？刮他呀？
对呀。
现在刮是刮。
So, do you raise? Which guard do you raise? Really, is the question. Don't have too much other option.
还是这个分？
啊，你还是给他稍微往外分。
那我就要90的力量嘛，行吗？
Well,
90力量就给他个分开就行。
he had a chance to lift it earlier in the end, didn't.
啊？刚才力量有点大，踏板还大点。
So what's the call here?
Well, they might be coming through the port and trying to chip that yellow at the top of the 8 foot, or well, it does look like they're trying something like that, just a quiet wait.
底线，好，
Difficult shot here for Zhu Xiaoming. Sneaks through.
Yeah, not
Oh,
really.
look at this! Look at the spin that took back up. That really came back up towards the button there, and it counts that yellow at the front left of the 8 foot circle as you look at it.
Nej, 3 år. Hur då? Om man kan få den där. Där kan de gärna få spela för 3.
Då är förmodligen den
skjutningen menar du?
Eller den kommer säkert.
Komma dubbel här.
I think you just got to block the hole now, haven't you?
Den gaddar vi ju. Så. Eller
You could come down and just
Det är inte lätt.
an Oscar double, just go thin off the red to the red. But
Oh, you blocked the hole. It was a pretty easy run to lie to.
Han har ju ingenting för att
So I think
spela
that's
ut
what they'll be wary of. He's got a 2-shot lead. They might well
så kommer vi
hit
ligga
the back
bättre
one
än
here.
den han slår med också. Så. Ja, det är helt okej.
So actually, they could lie 2 off this stone.
Vilken part? Sarg?
Ja. Sticka in bakom den där är optimalt.
Is that what they're going to do, Logan? Just nose the back one?
Yeah, I think it's just a hack weight that's been called.
Sarg!
Rent! Rent! Wow! 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 Kom med! Wow! Nej, nej, nej!
Wow, låt det gå!
11-3 på den här.
Ingenting.
A nice controlled takeout from Oscar.
Lite hård.
Sword.
I said in the interview earlier this week that their goal was to get in amongst the medals. And looking good for giving themselves the chance anyway. So are these guys. The Swiss.
找不开呢，找不开他再站一个，他再站一个，咱投的线都没有，他投分了。
So China have got some work to do here.
Yeah, just looking at this one, I think you can see possibly enough of that yellow to come around hack weight on the in turn. He's been looking at driving this yellow corner guard up.
那他一站这儿，最后的线都没有了。
Yeah, certainly spending a little bit of time over it. Just as the front end arrives, the skip departs. I think it was always going to have to be the shot for the Chinese, regardless of where Oscar put his stone. Here are the standings, and those are the 6 teams that are in contention. Norway and Canada already qualified, and Japan just sitting and waiting to see what their next moves are going to be. Leo Ray not playing his best curling so far in this game. Plays a super shot here. Well, he's back, the Chinese skip, for the moment, but could well find himself in a bit of trouble in a second. Oscar Eriksson with a short raise here to put China in a whole heap of trouble. And you can see all those guards out front. They've got the button covered in both hands.
Yeah, so this is really Oscar's shot now. He loves running these back. So he's generally so accurate with them.
Nästintill kjapp.
Well, quite as soft a weight as the last one. Perfect shot from Oscar Eriksson. Now, testy one here for Leo Ray. Lying 4 against here. And this would be a real game saver if you could make this one, and if not, it's going to be a lot of work to do in the second half for the Chinese. Su Xiaoming holding the brush right out on the flanks of this sheet B. Leo Ray needs to find the T line.
Still a draw there though, I think, Logan, if you can get past.
A lot of handle on this. And he did miss that easy draw in the last end, so I wouldn't fancy this shot too much.
This one hanging straight. We're right in behind it. This has got a lot of swinging to do.
So how many is it going to be? It's definitely one. It looks like it's a steal of 2 for Sweden.
Yep, it's a 2 for Sweden.
Well, Sweden looking extremely strong. And after 5 ends, they're going to have a 5 shots to 1 lead over China. Well, the whole left side of the stadium that you see there, absolutely packed with Chinese fans. And they're going to need to see some sort of resurgence from their Chinese heroes out on the ice. Second end. This was a straightforward draw for Oscar Eriksson to put 2 on the board after conceding 1 in the first end. Sweden 2, China 1. Then into the 4th end. The 3rd end was blanked. And this was Leo Ray. Missed the run back for this first one. Oscar put the guard back on, and I think the ice conditions a little bit slower this evening. Leo Ray being really caught out here. Doesn't even get close. 3-1. Then here in the 5th end, 2 terrific takeouts from Oscar Eriksson, and a very tricky draw needed from Leo Ray. Hangs wide and a little bit heavy. Put another 2 on the board for Sweden. Half time here, Sweden 5, China 1. Elsewhere on the ice this evening, Czech Republic off to a flying start against Russia, stealing 3 in the 2nd end to lead by 5 shots to 2. Switzerland and the United States 2 apiece there, and we saw Scotland giving up a massive 5 in the 3rd end to trail Germany by 6 shots to 1.
It's up to you guys. But you got people here. You got TV. You got lots of reasons. Together though. Not apart. Together.
交流，把场上气氛搞起来啊！好的，
一直交流来。
啊，然后那个，因为今天晚上观众比较多嘛，
不是观众，
咱们就静点心，争取打个2分，咱就差2分也不能
对，
是不是？静点心啊，
提高点那个打2分吗？
提高点那个。
现在啊，就是感觉不好哈，大家
把这个衔接
还是
Pekar på skylten, bara tjejerna.
Ja.
Ja. Ja, grymt.
Well, Marcel Rock,
Gott.
I just saw there speaking to the Chinese boys. Hopefully can provide them with a little bit of inspiration, or their World Championship hopes in their home country could well be over. And Pale Lindholm will just be saying more of the same to his boys. Swedish team, they were 4 wins and 4 losses, and then ran into Canada last night. Played a really good game there, and they're playing a really good game right now. Look at that, 90% right across the board, 3 stolen points. A super first half from the team skipped by Oscar Eriksson. China really need to tighten up, especially on those draws, way down at 70%. They're really going to have to throw caution to the wind here in the second half of this game. Well, we also have a third mascot here. Looks a bit like my co-commentator.
Yeah, horsing around.
Well, the mascot's trying to get the crowd going a little bit here, but the players need a lift. Leo Ray not been at his best at all today. He's been struggling a little bit all week. That's just a bit nervous. The first time Asia has hosted the World Men's Curling Championships. Of course, they did host, China did host the World University Games in 2009 in Harbin. Leo Ray and his team won bronze medal there. Unless they can really pull it out the fire here in this final round of the round robin, then their medal hopes will be over. The winner of this game guaranteed a tiebreak at worst.
Jag har åkt på massa frysar där så. Sen, 我送了一点啊。哇！
倒刷行。我该死，我。
And if you have just joined us, welcome to the World Men's Curling Championships 2014. We're live from the Beijing Capital Gymnasium in Beijing, China, and our featured game, Sweden against China, the conclusion of the round robin. This is Christopher Sundgren, the Swedish lead, playing 85% today. And my name's Logan Gray, and alongside me, Kenny Edwards. Kenny, what have China got to do to get back into this game?
Well, first things first, they've got to score more points than Sweden. And that's going to prove pretty difficult, because this Swedish team, they really are front runners. Once or two or three ahead, and really difficult to get back at, because they're so accurate playing the big takeouts, clearing guards. And as you said, tactically, Oscar Eriksson, one of the best out there.
Zhalong Zhang playing 95%, having a super game. Yeah, and I think the thing about Oscar is that he's not scared to take a little risk when he has the lead either, which makes it even more difficult to even score a basic two off him, because you can't expect them just to run the ends through like a lot of teams would be when they have the lead. Quite often you'll make a simple two out of that, but Oscar Eriksson very tactically aware.
Yeah, so China do have a corner guard. I think you probably just got to ignore the yellow in the forefoot. He's thinking about another corner guard.
Badushin playing 80% so far today. It's been a reasonably solid performance for the majority of the Chinese team. It's just they've not been able to put the finishing touches on this evening.
Absolutely, Logan. But there's still 5 ends to go. That one just in no man's land.
Alltså de har en vikt så...
Man kan ta corner kanske.
Nej, jag gillar att ta den i bok.
Ska ta corner!
Funta på det.
Jag tror fan det.
Ja, okej.
Well, Christian Lindstrom was pretty emphatic from the other end that he wanted the corner guard peeled, not to mess around in the house. Very wise. Oh, has he got them both? Not quite. But
that just shows the confidence, Logan, of this team going for a thin double like that.
yeah, they're ridiculously accurate with that big weight.
Nolla på den där.
Okej.
So the guard's going to go up again here. We'll put it on the other side this time to try and line up the two red stones and not leave a potential raised double that wouldn't leave a guard.
Probably looking for this one a couple of feet short.
Yeah, he's much straighter in this hand. Christian Lindstrom playing 85%. Yeah, this Swedish side are really getting up ahead of steam. They defeated the Canadians in their 9th game of the round robin in just 9 ends.
Yeah, you've got to say they beat the Canadians with relative ease in 9 ends. Su Xiaoming actually not having his best game either, only playing 60%. So he's really been playing well the last few games, but just a little bit off the boil so far this evening.
4局。
See, I think that's a little bit too close. I think they'll be able to run the double on this one, Logan.
Well, Christian Lindstrom doesn't manage to make the double. Just need to hit a little bit thinner to run it across the face and run the shooter. Rolls over and covers that shot on the button though. Can be used as a guard by the Chinese. They could come around that and make a freeze on that yellow stone. Hanging a little bit high, but just watch for the late snap here.
Yeah, really going sideways now, isn't it?
Oh, and the supers were sleeping there. Need that one to travel another foot and get more signs that the ice conditions just a little bit slower in this draw 17.
Sticka ner nu jävligt. Det är perfekt.
Nu tycker jag... Va?
Så han inte har den gubben.
Vi får ju ingen dubbel på det här ändå.
Det är dubbel, då är det tunt här alltså. Sticka den och la
jävligt
slagstenen.
tufft alltså att få dubbeln. Spelar enkla spel själv.
Lite tjockare.
Han måste göra en jävligt svår spel känns det som.
Ja, tjock halv säger jag, då sitter han här. Du får akta så den inte sitter
Det är
där
så jävla
men
lätt
2
att sätta
tredjedelar.
den vicken och inte lämna upp någon dubbel.
Clearing då. Ja.
Så jävla svår sten.
Då slår vi den, då slår vi också bara och rullar. Alltså, ger han 2 då om man sätter den?
2 tredjedelar med en clearing.
Okay.
Sticka ner den där på. Ja. Delas där.
So they're going to throw this one pretty hard. This one just on the outside. Might be able to move the 2 reds. Nope, couldn't squeeze it. And,
Hörde inte riktigt vad du skrek.
Wow, i början och sen ja.
Nej, perfekt.
so, chopping across to sheet C, Switzerland, United States. Switzerland 2-1 ahead.
打在上面往外边甩呢。
这边打完之后往这边靠一点，让他处于让他处于反击打一下。
Benoit Schwartz trying to run the guard back. Doesn't make it, so it would be a steal of 1, so that game all tied at 2.
那样就是有角度，咱可以
拿这个一肘，我感觉就是奔定打，小的是正常，或者是说闯一线就是打定，往外甩一点，对。
That was pretty hard. I don't know what's on the clock, but
啊？
felt like a nice something.
时间够，够啊。
Well, the problem here for the Chinese is that if they choose to make this double, then this yellow at the top of the 8-foot circle could go a little bit close to their own red, and that's just what Su Xiaoming is indicating. Unless they're very thin, they might be able to just nick underneath.
到时候打定大包就没有效果，没想法。是从上面过来还是从下面？从下面。
Yeah, I think they should be able to make this nose double.
Well, just like Su Xiaoming, Leo Ray having a bit of a struggle this evening, playing 60%. Not really going to cut it at this level. Over curling a fraction here. Can they make the double the other way? Nope. And jams up. So no question here. Oscar Ericsson's going to go for the double.
Yeah, they're just probably discussing what way they want to take it. Take it on the nose, across the top of the yellow, or will they slash it? Problem with slashing it is they miss it, they might take out the yellow that's in the button. That would result in China being able to pick up 2.
Ta lite curl va?
Ja, jag tror inte kommer kalla så jättemycket för mig. Nej. Halvträff. Så, clearing.
Ja, halv. Rycker. Så.
Spela den på slashen så ingen risk att jämma ner på egen.
Halv eller?
Ja.
So I think they're going to take it on the nose.
Runt mindre.
Well, certainly no shortage of speed here. Oscar Ericsson absolutely launching this.
Pretty close to this though.
Oh, he's gone for it across the top.
And is the shooter going to spin down in? It is. Couldn't have caught it much better than that.
He's absolutely on fire, the boy, right now. Maintains his 100% stat for the game. And a good look at the sweepers in action chasing that down, trying to keep their feet and keep the brush on the ice. Great swooping, great footwork.
So has this hit the nose? It has. So Violet has made his one here in the 6th. But you've got to say, it's an uphill battle for them now. They trail 5-2.
Yeah, the Swedish team just looking full control of everything at the moment. And China really struggling.
So into 7th end. China are going to try and look for a steal. See some more of the fans in this evening for this final draw of the round robin. Here are the standings. All them teams not going to feature in the playoffs. There's the score. Big steal of 2 in the 5th end. That's proved pivotal for Sweden. They lead by 3.
从走是晃，你的在1区好。
我们ska ticka en gång. Bestäm dig. Ja, Mike 4.
Christopher Sundgren.
Helst
The lead for Sweden.
Sätt till lång linje! Sätt till lång!
He's been at 83% in this game. Only slight mistakes is throwing maybe his first stone to the back of the button here. Done it again. That's the only mistakes he's really made.
4-0. Ska vi spela 13-85?
Jesus. 我就spela 440. 只要站上一条直线，站位旋进去一点都行。
4区
3哦。
3、4。
哦吼吼，3、
直线不
？3。
哦
跳条线，锋线。
哦，先拿。
4区，
那就往下擦一擦，
往里旋。
2。
啊，不太够，不太够。
And this guard has just slipped into the house. So Yan Liang Lang,
很纠结。
again a mistake. Just not continuing the good form.
Extra. Träff eller? Bara eka.
6-7 på den. Sätter till den rätt rejält.
Ja, det är bara släppet som är lite poppat.
Bra.
And
6-70 på den.
that one was peeled out of play. I think we're going to take a look at sheet D, and it is Felix Schulze to really put the game to bed. Looking for a nose hit for 2 in the 6th end. And it is a 2. So that is a 5-shot game once again. So what can Marcus do? Can Marcus peel the centre off? He can, no mistakes. China looking for a nose. It's the only way they're really going to score in this end. So this one just going to go right in on top of it. So it's, the wheels beginning to come off for Team China at the moment.
Yeah, China need to find a way to get some stones in play if they want to have any chance of a reprieve here.
Lite mindre. Tack.
Marcus Ericsson going to try and smash everything from play here. I was really going for this one.
Oh, great shot.
Super play by the Swedish second player.
So China trying to freeze the back one, but this is too heavy.
Yeah, looks like another end's going to run away from China here.
So do you think Sweden will look to maybe score in this end, or will they just try and blanket, Logan?
They'll be more than happy to blank this end, put another end in the books, take the hammer into the 8th. And it's really difficult to see how China are going to get back into this without a complete collapse on Sweden's part.
So, off with the guard.
Yeah, and it's all the Swedes really need to do at the moment is just keep getting rid of those red stones.
Yeah, it's really tough for the Chinese guys out there in front of their home crowd, especially when these guys are just shooting the lights out. 88% from Christian Lindstrom and 100% from Oscar Eriksson. It's no real wonder you find yourself 3 down.
3球。哦。6。力量可以。6。哦，力量够。
Yeah, they've certainly found all the answers for all the questions that Leo Ray has posed. More than equal to the task. And difficult to see how Sweden aren't going to win this game.
It's good to see Leo Ray just enjoying himself out there. I think he knows maybe he's up against it. When you run into a team like this, when they're on form, you just know that you're not going to get much change out of them.
Well, I don't think we've had a 100% game from a skip so far this week.
We've had a 100% game from a lead, Nolan Thiessen, and a 99% game from Nolan Thiessen.
Yeah, back-to-back games. That's a lot of made shots in a row.
But like you say, you've got to be shooting in the high 80s, 90s to be competing at this level. So, Oscar Eriksson just going to peel this one right out of play. Like you say, won't be too worried if he does nose this. Final stone of the 7th.
Yep.
Looking to run it. And has done enough.
Yeah, another end in the books for Sweden. And China running out of time here. 7 ends played. Sweden leading China by 5 shots to 2, and they will have the last stone in the 8th end. An update from Switzerland against the USA. And there's a lot of red granite in here. Here's Benoit Schwartz throwing last stones for Switzerland. And Valentin Tanner and Dominic Markey down with the brushes here. Chance for a big end. Just a bit of a reverse kick there. good enough to score 3. I think that's about the best he could have done there. And after 6 ends, Switzerland looking good for joining the winner of our featured game on 7 wins. 5-2 there. Japan, of course, currently on 7 wins and waiting on the results of this session. Small Swiss following for Peter de Cruz and his young Swiss side. Their first appearance at the World Men's Championships. Well, a fantastic first half from Sweden, really blowing China out the water. That steal of 2 in the 5th end, an absolute killer. Well, just a reminder that this would keep Sweden in the competition if the result stayed as it is. They would move alongside Japan on 7 wins. It's very much looking like Switzerland would join them on 7 wins as well for a 3-way tie for 3rd place. If that was the situation, Switzerland would go straight through on 7 wins. And Japan and Sweden would play a tie-break game for the 4th spot. So that looks like the likely outcome at the moment.
Genom hack! Med! Gå spikrak! Helt upp! Sarg! Helt upp, helt upp, helt upp! Stenhård!
So they're trying to chip this one in. So what they're planning to do with this one is just knock that red in so they can take it out of play. If that's been pushed through, it's a great shot, but Oscar Eriksson just asking Christopher Sundgren just to bump it to the back quarter.
Good shooting from both of the leads here. Christopher Sundgren just nicking it by 2% over Zhang Xiaoyulang. So if you're wondering why Switzerland would get the preferential treatment and go into 3rd spot in the Page playoff, of course, they try and separate the teams by head-to-head results before anything else. And the internal results between Sweden, Japan and Switzerland. Switzerland beat both Japan and Sweden, so that's why they would take precedence over the other 2 teams, and they would have to scrap it out for the tie-break. I can tell you Sweden would have the hammer in the tie-break as they beat Japan. Well, 2 super tech shots from Christopher Sundgren. You don't see him miss too many of them.
Yeah, it's really underestimated, that shot.
And it's really it's being made a lot more these days as well, Kenny.
Yeah, I think it's practiced and called a lot more. I think that's why it's being made a lot more. I think a lot of people may called it out of the blue, but now people are actually practicing the shot, knowing what weight to throw it at. And there's a lot of leads out there that are really, really good at it.
你看站得高一点啊！你看站得高一点，高一点他就找那个蓝黄的了。啊。
Well, Sweden have got China at 2nd as well. Tremendous performance from Marcus Eriksson too. Oscar Eriksson's older brother, 92, plays 86.
Kom lite vid på den. Ja, lite grann. Ja, bra. Fixar det bra.
2-3都行。
Well, Sweden lying 2 here in the China lying 2 here in the 8th end. Sweden won't be too worried about these wide stones. They're not particularly threatening right now.
还行，可以，离，带着点，力量还行，我感觉，有点下线了，还行，还可以。
放刷子。
Well, one of the things I do like about this Chinese team is they're trailing in the game, but you wouldn't really be able to tell it by their body language. They're just out there playing curling and persevering and trying to get the most out of every single shot.
2,5 för den. Är det halv? Nej, 2,5 för den typ. Okej. Det här är väl en fjärdedel. Ja, nej.
A bonus if they could get one of these reds off the back of the rings here. Great shot by Marcus Ericsson. That might just make Oscar Ericsson's last one a little bit less daunting in this 8th end.
Tur du fick köra den här. Ja, tur är lätt att köra den där. Det gör det. Wow! 力量5、6，下线，小点5，下线，体接，小点，4区，4区，3、3、4。好。
Well, that should have been a guard from Su Xiaoming.
还得小点脸，太直了。
And I think Christian Lindstrom will have the opportunity to make a double takeout here. That wasn't Christian Lindstrom's cleanest throw. Just gets the one. Doesn't really need to do anything in advance. We've got a final score on sheet D, and Germany making very light work of Scotland.
Would you honor if we can change shirts? Afterwards later.
So Germany 10, Scotland 3. A good example of the camaraderie between the teams here. Quite a common occurrence that the players would switch shirts once the competition has been played. So I feel like Schultz asking Ewan McDonald if they could swap. Meanwhile, back in our featured game between Sweden and China. China coming round the corner guard to lie 2. And Sweden really dominating China at third, outplaying them by 21%. Christian Lindstrom over Zhu Xiaoming.
Tio bak 4. En lång. Bara dö.
Längre än den.
Riktigt lång.
Behövs ingenting på den här. 13-5 på den.
13-8 på deras. Fan vad den skar. Pikt.
Helvete vad den skar.
Well, a really nice draw there by Christian Lindstrom. He even manages to keep it in front of the tee line. Super play.
或者是正可以，下了一点正可以。
我给你这一点，再大点。
我出的咋样？
你出的好像有点直，还行。
还行。这边不咋下，一到这儿好像就不咋下了。
他那个球
啊，咋了？
他那球13秒9，
但他那个是最后压东西了，
对，压东西了。
对，要不然家后取。
咱是粘还是磕？
粘磕一点。
磕一点，粘磕的一点啊。
Leo Ray can only really try and make a freeze or a tap on this yellow. He doesn't have too much option, but Christian Lindstrom's just dropped that in the absolute perfect spot. So Germany, after that win over Scotland, will conclude the round robin on 5 wins and 6 losses. And Scotland a poor week on 3 wins and 8 losses. A lot of people expected more from the Scottish guys after a very strong Scottish Championships. Went going undefeated through the final stages. Just haven't really got off and running this week. Oscar Eriksson having a reasonably good game. Perfect curling, 100% across the board. And Leo Ray up to 68%. Played a really nice tap there actually.
Märker vi att den håller på att dra tjock, då släpper vi den och så gör vi den där. Så.
Jamen center typ, 2.
Jävligt stund.
Tredjedel.
En fjärdedel.
Spela på tjocka då.
Tredjedel. Ja,
jag vill helst inte bara gå i garden så han slår och ligger 4.
Den tycker jag. Tjocka då.
Well, this is the first time that any sort of questions really been asked of Oscar. So I believe what they're going to do here is they're going to try and chip this red across the face of the yellow, and maybe even remove 2 reds and leave a yellow in there somehow. Just going to need to hit within half of this red to get it across the face. Well, tough shot here. Well, that could be his 100% record ruined. And China lying one on the edge of the forefoot now.
Jag tänkte att den här kommer ner. Ja, okej. Upp den.
Well, Leo Ray, I don't think he can do much more than just freeze this red stone on the tee line. Don't think he'll be content to just set one here. Needs to apply as much pressure as possible to Oscar Eriksson. Try and get a miss on his last stone. Well, a good shot. Gets in there to lie to, and it's going to be the cold draw for Oscar Eriksson.
Yeah, that's all he can do really is ask the question. Christian Lindstrom just making sure the pathway is clear. Seen a couple of pickups throughout this tournament, just at the wrong time, let's say, that spoiled games. So final stone for Oscar Eriksson. Sweepers piling into this one.
They're looking pretty comfortable with it though, Kenny. Just keeping it moving, really.
Yeah, it makes it easily right onto the button.
So 8 ends played here, and Sweden remaining in full control. Now leading by 4 shots. Sweden 6, China 2.
So Russia taking on the Czech Republic over in sheet A. Yuri Shnidel trying to swing one right round.
Yeah, and Russia working away quite nicely after a disastrous start. 5-0 down after 2 ends. That steal of 2 in the 6th end puts them right back in contention, and look how wide out on the sheet Gigi is here. Vidra and Sneatil on the brushes, and Barish in the house. And a good team shot to finish on the tee line. And that keeps Czech Republic in the lead, now leading Russia by 6 shots to 4.
Switzerland, USA. USA trailing by 3. Pete Fenson, the skip, really needs to get on the board in this end. USA only with 3 wins this week. This one really curling hard now. Supers having to hold this one. Well, they done enough. They're going to bump it back, and it will be a single point. Not enough, really, though. Switzerland leading that one 5-3 after 7 ends.
Yeah, I think they were trying to make that for 2 there, but I don't think he could have hit it too much better. Good attempt by Pete Fenson.
Kör! Kom igen, hela vägen. Kom igen, kör!
Jag tänkte ge det, men det blev inget.
Ja.
Zhang Shalang. Trying to corner guard here. Don't expect that Sweden will want to put too many stones lying around here in this 9th end. May even just throw this stone away.
100%.
Yeah, they're just going to throw this through the house. So of course the reason for that is that the free guard zone rule is still in effect, and Sweden can't peel that corner guard at the moment, so rather than put any more stones in play, they'll just launch that through the back.
Easy.
So trying to go on the opposite side. I think it'll be Marcus Eriksson. He's just going to come down, big weight, flick the red, push it to the right, and roll the shooter way through the gap on the left. One thing I would say about this Swedish side, Logan, they get really low in their slide, don't they?
They certainly do, and it just makes for deadly accuracy on these takeouts. I think there probably are better technical teams out there, but these guys throw a lot of stones and they can certainly make it work. It's as much about knowing your own slide as anything. If you look at the Swiss guys, for example, look at Benoit Schwartz and Peter de Cruz, they're technically very, very good. Even the likes of Badushin here.
Yeah, that's one thing about the Chinese guys. They're very technically very accurate and very by the book, let's say, in terms of their slide and their release.
Yeah, whereas if you compare that to the likes of Oscar Eriksson, it can look a little bit out of control at times, but you know he knows exactly what to do with his release to get the shot made. It's a real talent.
En tredjedel för den. Tredjedel. Ja. Du sugen? Jag klippar den bra också. Ja.
So I wonder if Marcus Eriksson goes for the thin double with this one. This one's got a bit of curling to do.
No, the first real mistake from Sweden. And I'll just perk China up a little bit and keep them interested. Maybe a little bit guilty of having a half an eye on that double takeout there, Kenny.
Yeah, I think you've got to do the basic thing is actually peel the corner guard.
Yeah, giving up 2 wouldn't be a disaster here, but giving up 3, then that puts China right back in this game.
线路可以正常。哇！好，正常号，咖喱够。下线线路还行，可以下线，可以下线啊。好，够，好。后续，咖喱够呗，8区。我，OK 行。Good save.
Well, a nice draw there by Badushin. Gets it to the back of the tee line there and make some space if they decided they want to put another one round there. Christian Lindstrom's going to be tasked with tidying up this mess created by the Swedish second player. Going for the double, must be close.
Oh, has he got it? Just misses it.
Slightly underswept. And Christian Lindstrom can't believe it. Oscar Eriksson throws up the hand in apology. So he just curled a little bit at the end there. Such a great attempt. Well, China still on for the 3 here. This might not be a bad time for a timeout for the Chinese. Really need to work out how they're going to make the most of this and try and get 3 on the board here. Well, Marcel Rock wondering if he'll get called into action here.
打定的话，他这样一找。
I think the problem they've got is if they nose it and roll a little bit to the right, there might be a triple there.
Timeout called.
I think there's one thing for sure, Logan, they're going to remove that yellow.
Well, the other option would be to freeze. There's still 4 stones to come in this end. They could freeze and then that would get rid of the problem of triple takeouts, etc. I mean, if you play a takeout here, it's very difficult to not see the Swedish guys making a double takeout along the way here.
没事，你就偏一点，就这样，最好是这样，哪怕正的也没事，正着他这样找他头也露不出来，就稍微有一点点角。
先往这边偏一点，反正偏哪边的。
点呢？沿着点也行。
我感觉用这面好点，这面吧，点越大的越死。
So here comes Marcel Rock and
收一点，他一下来。
their translator here, slowest walker on the coaching bench.
那边大一点不掉，小一点又往下掉，是不是？对，这边不行，这边你这点就直了。
对，
但这儿得顶。
其实我感觉好像这个点得差不多。
但一般咱都是这个点，这个白边就行，白边肯定这样差不多。
So that's them just arrived now, which has taken fully 3 minutes.
One freeze.
I was just walking there thinking, the only problem is there's still 3 rocks, so the question is if you put a guard where they hit the guard again. If they don't hit the other one, then you're stuck trying to get your 2. So
they need a 3.
Yes, so your freeze, which double is going to be easier? Probably that one, right? Closer?
Mm-hmm.
So then you stagger it the other way. So if you can walk it down and make it absolutely perfect, it's a hair on this side. Right?
Yes,
so then he hits that double, it's got to come further.
Freeze.
But if it's not perfect, make sure your line is
他是偏这边一点点，或者正也行。
Well, I think Marcel kind of presented 2 options there. One is they could throw the guard because there's still they've still got another 3 stones to come after this one. Might not be a bad call, but the team seemed happy to throw the freeze here, and I think there's a little pearl of wisdom there in saying that, well, where's his easiest double going to be here, and stagger it on that side. So he's probably going to want to freeze just a little bit on the right hand side of that yellow stone. And that would prevent any double takeout there. If you put it on the nose and you bounce at all, then it should be an easy double. I think the guard's not a daft call at this point. You could maybe wait another stone before going to play this freeze.
I think the problem with the guard is these guys would probably just slash that guard out and try and pick one of the other ones away on the other side.
I gotta go.
Hard, guys.
Well, needing a big scrub here. And line looking extremely good. Just half a foot short. Line was absolutely perfect there. Meanwhile, on sheet A, Czech Republic leading Russia by 6 shots to 4. Czech 5-5, Russia 2-8. And this is the 8th end, Alexei Stukalski. Trying to continue this monster comeback. And Big Peter John's really having a go at this one. Just needs to get it in the house. And look at that, tied game. The comeback is complete with 2 ends to go. And 8 ends played. Russia 6, Czech Republic 6.
Ser vi något annat slag?
Där får du ta bort den. Nej, fan, jag tycker vi kör på den.
Ja. Spela på den.
Tar vi tjockare så kommer vi i alla fall få ut den. Och den stickar så.
Ja.
Får den väl lägga upp det.
Fjärdedel.
Ha lite mer.
T.S. Mabergs enjoying his little bit of airtime. Can see himself on the Jumbotron at the other end. But I'm sure this situation's got his interest a little bit here. Well, actually, Oscar Eriksson played a similar shot to this against Kevin Cooey the other day, kind of springing it off another stone and making a double.
Way inside with this one, though.
Well, Swedish middle order starting to make this interesting.
Yeah, the wheels beginning to come off a little bit. Do lead by 4 though.
Well, that's always the risk, Kenny, when you choose to hit the one that's frozen. That can happen, and you end up leaving another red stone around, and all of a sudden you face 4. Could have chosen to hit one of the open ones, and the reality is you're not going to lose any more, and you'll probably still get left a double at some point.
Is this one going to hit and roll out of play?
Mistake there by Su Xiaoming. That was a real chance, and now Oscar can really start to tidy this up.
Just didn't catch enough of that yellow. Slips over the top of the other red.
Är det långa dubbeln eller?
Ja, den är den naturligaste träffen.
Ja.
So the double with the 2 red stones closest together just looks a little bit too steep, so the longer double could be the easier one, or certainly the less risky one to go for. Well, his hit is too thick. William gets second prize and make the freeze. He will not, and China still on for a 3 here in this 9th end. Here we are, sheet C, the other big game of this draw. Benoit Schwartz throwing at last stones for Switzerland, 6 and 4, vying to move to 7 and 4 alongside Japan. And if they won this game, that would guarantee them 3rd spot in the Page playoff. And a terrific tap back here for 2. Switzerland looking good for going into the Page playoff and leading the United States by 7 shots to 3.
Does make the hit and roll.
Yeah, lovely shot. And once again, Sweden are going to try and make a double takeout here.
Is the hit and flop the easier shot, Logan? Just a hit and roll across to the face of it?
I'm not too sure, Kenny. I think Oscar's so good at throwing the heater that could easily make this double across the tee line here, or even go for the slash.
Slash is quite thin though, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we'll probably see him go for this double right along the tee line onto the wide red on the right hand side of your picture. It's a good shot by Leo Ray actually to leave it in that position. There's no easy double takeout here.
Det är ju riktigt tjock den där alltså. 70% träff då.
Kommer nog lite extra bort då.
Nej, okej. Den är tjock, men den andra är jävligt tunn också. Ja. Det finns ingen naturlig.
Vilken hand.
Allt den tänkte jag.
Är det extra
bättre med innan?
Är det extra fart eller?
Ja.
Well, the double along the tee line could be made a little bit easier from the fact that he's coming from the left-hand hack. The thin double could be harder as the stone's coming from the further right as you look down the ice. Well, that's got some heat behind it. Looks right down the throat.
Oh, has he made it? He's going to slip just to the side of it though.
I'm not even sure that double was there after seeing that, Kenny. And looks like China will have an open takeout for 3. 2 mistakes in the end, one from Marcus Ericsson and one from Christian Lindstrom. And this game is not dead. Chinese crowd really getting behind Leo Ray to make this one and make this a one-shot game coming home.
So the crowd go silent for this last stone of the 9th end. And sweepers look to have done enough. We're right in behind it. This one is curling hard. Has he hung on?
Rolls out of the rings. And
it's only going to be a 2.
Leo Ray all out of sorts today. What a chance for the Chinese skip. Score of 2 nonetheless, but Sweden will come home 10th end, 2 up with the last stone advantage. Well, Kenny, it's been pretty one-sided stuff. It was nice to get a little bit of drama there in the 9th end.
Yeah, it's been it's quite a stale game. Just Sweden have been so clinical in the first 6-7 ends. It's not been China's been playing badly. It's just Sweden have been so good, and it's the first end there in the 9th that they've had any sort of mistakes at all.
Yeah, a couple of bad ones. Oh, the Chinese fans still staying positive.
Yeah, it's good to see that most of them have still stayed to see the conclusion of this game.
Yeah, it's been terrific, the support that the locals have given this first World Men's Curling Championships in Asia. So too often, Kenny, we go to I think that's the head cheerleader in there. Making the most of his moment on the camera. Yeah, too often, Kenny, we go to an international championships and the stands are empty.
Yeah.
So it's not quite the same as a major competition in Canada, but certainly a close second, I would say.
Oh, certainly. I mean, the fans, the people, the Chinese guys have been mobbed by supporters just wanting their autographs or pictures taken. Not just the Chinese guys, you know, the Norwegians, the Scots, the Russians, you know, everybody. So it's been great exposure for the game out here.
Går det lika rakt där? Antagligen.
Oh, absolutely, Kenny, and I hope they have some sort of a program in place where they're giving people a chance to play, to learn to play the sport and grow the game here in China. Well, this one's looking a little bit fat. And free guard zone rules about to come into effect as Dushin Dushin, sorry, puts that one in the bumpers. And of course you can't remove any stones outside the house with the lead stones, or any enemy stones anyway.
Yeah, so trailing by 2 is it's really going to be an uphill task for China to get a 2, and then they would have to steal once again in the extra end. Yep, that one onto the centre line. Would you like to come around with this one, Logan?
No, I don't think so. Not with a 2-shot lead. Maybe if it was a little bit tighter, it might be an option. I was surprised they're not going for the tick shot again here.
You must actually just like the angles that's set up there. They obviously think they can just rip them off. That's what he's explaining to Christian Lindstrom there.
Okay, any Swedish is your second language.
Well, I'm trying my best.
No, you're absolutely right. I think he was just explaining that if we just tick that over a little bit and line them up, we don't have any double anymore. So China will try and come around here and just pray that Marcus Ericsson doesn't make this double. So a nice draw here. Comes down onto the back of the tee line. Kenny, some teams in this position having to steal two would maybe go for a different option with the guards. Do you want to tell us about that?
Yeah, sometimes they'll go 2 corner guards to get some good separation between the guards. Generally, if you play the end out, you would force the opposing team to play against 2, maybe 3, should they make a mistake. And that means they're playing against the game rather than having just a straightforward, hit and run.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're maybe hoping for that situation where they're playing against 3 and they'll maybe hit and roll out to give you 2. So that's not a good result for the Swedish. But the other thing it does is it prevents this opportunity for a double takeout like that if you position your stones well.
Yeah, that was a big mistake from Marcus. A couple of mistakes from him just down the stretch.
Well, definite chance here for the Chinese.
They'll
be looking for this one right down there into the 4-foot. So a good shot by Badushin. 2 good draws. And I don't think Sweden can really afford any more mistakes in this end.
No, they can't. They really need a double peel with this one. I think he's only got a single. So, will Leo Ray be made to pay for that mistake he made in N9 and not making the 3?
Oh, I think that's exactly where you would want to put this stone. Leo. Right in there. That red guard and the free guard zone is kind of in no man's land a little bit. It's right in the middle of the free guard zone. It's not tight, it's not long. So maybe the best way to separate their stones here is to put another one right down in there. And the tension will be starting to build on this Swedish side. Chinese backs to the wall and coming out fighting here.
Well, he has found a reasonable spot, but before that one's played, we're going to have a look at Switzerland, USA. Pete Fenson just needs a nose takeout to score 2.
Meanwhile, Christian Lindstrom sending down a run back. And he picks one off the top of the 8-foot. Nice shot by Christian Lindstrom. And meanwhile, on our left-hand box, Pete Penson does enough to keep some interest going down into the 10th end, but still trails Switzerland by 2 shots. And they won't have the last stone in the 10th end. Yeah, and interestingly, Kenny, looking at the other match, the USA and Switzerland, they're in the same position as China, and they're going for the 2 corner guards option that we suggested earlier on. So this seems to be working out reasonably well so far, though, for China with the centre guards. And there's no question, if you can get it right and get a couple of misses, that you're going to make Sweden play a harder shot to win the game doing this. Now we'll just see a guard being thrown here.
Is this one going to curl enough?
We need to get it right over there to touch the centre line.
I don't think it has, Logan. I think there's going to be a port there.
Oh, this could be a big let-off. Su Xiaoming's just been a little bit out of sorts this evening. Meanwhile, on sheet A, let's take a look at Yiji Snitil. Russia clawing their way back into this game. Big steal 2 in the 6th end, and scoring 2 in the 8th as well. 6 each, but this is just a nice soft way to take out to score 4 for Czech Republic. Super shot by Yiji. They've had a good week. Spoke so much about the disappointment of their Olympic qualification event. 2 chances to make it to the big show and lost them both to Germany and the USA. And nice to see them putting in a good performance this week and finishing with a win. Czech Republic finish on 6 wins and 5 losses, while Russia will fall to 2 wins and 9 losses.
So don't expect this one to be hanging about. It's actually playing the intern.
Oh, Christian Lindstrom with a super double takeout here. That could be your game winner right there.
You see it, made perfectly. So these 2 stones from Leo Ray need to count. Oscar Eriksson will get 2 chances to try and win this game. That stone from China had just curled another couple of inches. That shot wasn't there.
Yeah, they just get caught out on that straighter hand. And Leo Ray being forced to come around on this straighter side of the sheet once again. Well, a good draw by the Chinese skip. Could have used that weight earlier on in the game.
So I don't expect him to run this back. I just expect him to peel it clean off.
No, there's no heroics required now. Just need to peel this off, and then Oscar knows he'll have an open takeout for the game.
So Oscar is keeping this one clean. Off with the guard, so he's probably going to have a half stone rip with his final stone.
It's been a super season for Oscar and his team, of course, winning the World University Games in Italy in December. Very solid on the World Curling Tour as well. Yeah, and let's not forget that Oscar Eriksson is the only person remaining from the Swedish team who won the World Championships last year, here to defend his title.
Yeah, he was the alternate for Nicholas Edin. I'm sure he's watching with envy back home. Wasn't selected to take part here at the Worlds.
到刷子，没问题，刷大一点，还可以，很好，57还可以，5，我，下一点，6区，6，5 ，OK。
So just a similar shot, same ice. And this one will just be thrown right down the centre line.
Yeah, this is exactly the kind of shot you want to win a game.
Hit and not need to stick around.
Well, it's going to take something pretty horrendous to happen here for Oscar to miss this shot. Final stone of the 10th end, and it's away and online.
Yep, Sweden pick up the victory, 6-5. Great win from them.
Yeah, and a super performance for the most part, Kenny. Kind of lost their way a little bit down the 9th and 10th end, but got the job done.
Yeah, I think they just lost a little bit of focus. Maybe just need to knuckle down. But still, the Chinese fans giving their team a round of applause. Valiant effort, but just wasn't enough this week.
Yeah, and the Chinese fans applauding a valiant performance by the Chinese. Really tried hard to come back into that game and looked like they might actually get there. But showing their appreciation to their local heroes for some great performances this week, but on this occasion just coming up a little bit short of the playoffs. So all eyes turn to the only game remaining on the ice. Benoit Schwartz here throwing last stones for Switzerland with a 2-shot lead, and unless something disastrous happens here and Switzerland lose this game, they're going to qualify third for the playoffs, while Sweden and Japan will be left to fight it out in a tie break tomorrow for the 4th spot.
It's still wide open. Right? You like that better? You like that better here? I don't think it really matters. There. I just want to look at it. I think it's wide open anyway. Doesn't really make any difference. I thought we had part of that buried, but we don't. Oh. So we just got to throw it in there and. Yeah, but he'll just kill it. Yeah, over the bedroom.
Well, it's going to be
over the other side,
a similar
over there
finale to this game on sheet C.
Yep.
Benoit Schwartz is just going to have an open hit to win this game. And all Pete Fence can really do is split the rings and hope for a disaster. Not that you would ever hope for anything bad to happen to opposition stones, but it's the only way they're really going to have any chance of winning this game.
Line's pretty good.
very much looking like USA are going to finish the week on 3 wins and 8 losses, tied with Scotland. Both teams will be pretty disappointed with that. I think on another week they could well have contended for the playoffs. Well, one thing's for sure, Dominic Markey and Valentin Tanner are going to do a really good job of cleaning the path here. Think back a few games, Switzerland against Scotland, we had a similar situation, and as the stone crossed the far hog line, was on path to hit the stone, the team started celebrating and the stone picked up and missed altogether, and then the team lost in the extra end. So I'm pretty sure we'll see the brushes stay down on this occasion. And the job's done here. Valentin Tanner not taking any chances at all. It's going to be a score of 1 for Switzerland and an 8-5 victory. Benoit Schwartz is having a super week, playing some tremendous curling, and they will move alongside Japan on 7 wins and 4 losses, as well as Sweden. Switzerland will actually bypass Japan and jump into 3rd spot in the round robin, as they beat Japan and Sweden in the round robin. And Sweden and Japan will be left to fight it out for that 4th spot in the playoffs. Norway, of course, through top on 10 wins and 1 loss. Canada through 2nd on 8 wins and 3 losses. And as the Capital Gymnasium begins to empty, the Swiss boys making their way down to the other end of the ice to show their appreciation to their supporters who have made the long journey. So both of the World Junior finalists from 2011 still in the mix. Team Eriksson of Sweden and Team De Cruz of Switzerland. But our featured game was China and Sweden. 6th end, here was Leo Ray throwing on an open takeout to keep the game alive, already trailing by 5 shots to 1, and really needed to make that one. 5-2 to Sweden. Then into the 8th end. For the first time, Oskar Eriksson under a little bit of pressure here, facing 2 Chinese counters, and no problem at all. Sundgren and Eriksson put that one right on the button and would take a 6-2 lead. Then here we are in the 9th end, and how different it could have been if Leo Ray had made this takeout after a couple of mistakes by the Swedes. He makes the takeout but can't stick around, and a massive opportunity missed. And China couldn't overturn that 2-shot deficit in the last end. Sweden go into tie breaks after a 6-5 win over China. Elsewhere in draw 17, the final draw of the round robin, Czech Republic defeating Russia by 10 shots to 6, Switzerland beating United States by 7 to 6, and Germany beating Scotland by 10 shots to 3. This is how they stack up after the conclusion of the round robin. Norway 1, Canada 2, Switzerland through 3, and Japan and Sweden play a tie break for 4th. China and the Czech Republic tie on 6 wins and 5 losses. And Germany fall below 500 on 5 and 6. A disappointing week for Scotland, United States, Denmark and Russia. So here's confirmation, Norway and Canada. The winner will go to the gold medal game. The loser will play against the winner of Switzerland and the winner of the tiebreaker in a semi-final. So of course the benefit of finishing first and second in the round robin. You get 2 shots at making the final, whereas coming third or fourth you have to win 2 games to make it to the gold medal game.
Oscar, another great win. How do you feel?
It feels awesome. Really good game from us, and really good.
You started really hot out the blocks. I mean, did you prepare any special way coming into this game against China?
We felt pretty confident in our offensive game, so we said let's play that and hope it works out, and it did.
So playing against China, how did it feel in front of this noisy crowd?
It's the best feeling to play against the home crowd. They're celebrating for China, and when they're not celebrating, that means we're making good shots.
So next up is Japan in the the tie-break for the playoffs. Was that the aim for the week?
Yeah, the playoffs is the goal for us, and when we're there, we want to win a medal.
Okay, so you're the only remaining gold medalist from last year. It's, do you feel there's a little bit of pressure on you?
No, we feel confident, and our goal was to get into the playoffs, and really close now.
Okay, good luck, Oscar. Thanks for talking to us.
The thoughts of the winning skip Oscar Eriksson making his way to the tie breaks. China going home on 6 wins and 5 losses, and for myself, Logan Gray and Kenny Edwards. Thanks for watching, and join us for more as we go into the playoffs.